Thetis is not just Achilles' mother, she is one of the most important water nymphs in all of Greek mythology. Welcome back to a bonus mythology episode for my August water nymph curriculum. Today we're talking about Thetis, one of the most famous nereids in all of Greek mythology. Now, in some modern retelling, she gets compared to being a mermaid, but that wouldn't be 100% correct. She's definitely more of a water nymph or a sea nymph. And Thetis has a very fascinating story from the beginning. Now, in one tradition, it was foretold that Thetis would have a son more powerful than his father. And this becomes a problem because, shockingly, both Zeus and Poseidon are interested in her. Once they hear this prophecy, they realize that if they have a child with Thetis, it will become more powerful than them. So instead, Thetis is married to a mortal man named Peleus. And your girl does not go quietly. Now, in some versions, Thetis actually shapeshifts to avoid him. He transforms into a bunch of different forms, but he holds on and eventually wears her down, causing her to finally submit to the marriage. Now, their wedding becomes one of the most important events in all of Greek mythology because it indirectly starts the Trojan War. Now, all of the gods are invited to this wedding except Eris, the goddess of discord. But Eris comes anyways and throws the golden apple, which is marked for the fairest. This leads to the judgment of Paris, which leads to Helen, which leads to the start of the Trojan War. So Thetis' wedding just isn't a wedding. It's this domino effect into the Trojan War. Thetis is best known as the mother of Achilles. Thetis learns that Achilles is destined for greatness, but he's also destined for an early death. In some later traditions, she tries to make Achilles invulnerable by overcoming this prophecy, and she actually dips him into the river Styx, holding him by his heel. Now, this is where we get the idea of the Achilles heel, the only part of his body left vulnerable. And outside of this tradition, Thetis is constantly trying to protect her son from what she knows is coming. And this is what makes her such a tragic figure. She is a divine nymph, but she cannot save her mortal son. Now, in the Iliad, Thetis appears as a grieving mother, a protector, and one of the few who can move between the worlds. She can go between the mortal's world, the sea, and where the gods reside. Now, when Achilles is dishonored by Agamemnon, she actually goes to Zeus to help her son. And later, when Patroclus dies and Achilles needs new armor, she goes to Hephaestus. He then crafts Achilles' famous shield and armor. So Thetis is not just a side character in Achilles' story. She is actively one of the forces shaping it. She is prophecy, protection, grief, and divine motherhood. And that is why Thetis is such an important figure in Greek mythology, and also one that we really want to study during our water nymph curriculum. She is a nereid, a sea nymph, a mother of a hero, and a bride connected to the beginning of the Trojan War. I hope you enjoyed this bonus mythology content. If there's any other water nymphs that you want to know more about this month, make sure to drop a comment below. I will try and cover them, and I will see you back for the next one.